We've got a very interesting shoe here today. Let's take a look at it. As you can tell, Air Max, Nike, let's go. Now this is the somewhat controversial Nike Air Max DN8, the follow-up to the Dynamic Air that was released last year. Now we've seen this shoe around for a fair amount of time now, but this kind of debuted, I suppose, in Air Max Day this year. And man, this colorway, the blue one, these are a shoe that we've seen a fair amount of this year, and I just could not help myself. I wanted to try these on. I wanted to see how they felt. I wanted to see how they looked with an outfit and just get an overall sense for the build quality and the comfort on feet. Now let's start with the outsole. I can kind of see a little bit of similarities between this and the original DN. In fact, we have it right here. So you can see it is a somewhat rugged traction pattern, but it's not exactly trail runner ready. And the bubbles on the side of the foot are very loud. Now I like the DN8. I definitely thought these were a very comfortable shoe. And so I'm pretty excited to see how this shoe kind of stacks up with that original DN shoe. Of course, we have seen a ton of different colorways, all in very loud, almost hyper color style. And they often feature a very nice gradient, which this shoe obviously does as well, going from the light blue all the way down to the black of the sole. The bubbles or the Dynamic Air are also done in that similar blue color. So it has a very nice blue and black theme, which I really like. I think this is definitely the most clean and nice looking colorway that I've seen so far. From initial impressions, the outsole looks very rugged and very nice. Very well constructed. You can obviously see the DN or Dynamic Air bubbles very present around the side of the shoe. They are done in that same blue color that is featured on the top. There is some rather firm padding around the heel, which I'm not a huge fan of from initial look. The tongue does feel a little bit padded, and the upper does feel very nice with some synthetic and plastic overlays going onto this almost ripstop sort of material. So I reckon I'll get these on feet and I'll see how they feel and report back. Yeah, I didn't love that. I'm going to be honest. One of the things I didn't really expect was how firm they would be. I thought these would be a little bit more squishy, similar to the regular DN, but the DN8 was definitely a little bit stiffer than I thought it was going to be. With this very hard plastic shank plate going down the middle and the very stiff and rigid Dynamic Air balls in the middle, I definitely didn't feel a huge amount of cushion with this shoe. I think I would probably actually get pretty sick of it after wearing it for a very long time. The upper is comfortable. It is well padded. There was a good amount of room on the toe box, so I would recommend going true to size on this shoe, but I think the comfort, is not that great, to be honest. The looks are very striking, so they do look very cool, but however, there are a ton of glue stains. Like the QC and the quality on this shoe is not very good. And especially for the price that these are sitting at, they came in at $260 Australian, which is around about $140 US. I really don't think you're getting good value for your money with this shoe. Honestly, I feel like Nike probably should have put a little bit more effort into the DN and maybe give it a little bit extra upgrade with some different sort of materials, maybe a V2 of the DN, rather than skipping to this DN8, which feels like a little bit of a step too far, and to be honest, I'm really not a huge fan of. However, if what you care about with the shoes is keeping up with the latest technology, some striking aesthetics, and cool, bold colorways, these are your ticket.